talents, with our knowledge, with our time, our resources, our children, are we honoring God with all this? Thirdly, it also says that the priests have failed in their role. They themselves, the priests, us who are the priests, they do not honor God. Na ndiposa niliposema ule wimbo tuweze kuimbiwa utusaidie kuhubiri hapo. Because when the shepherd is struck, the sheep will definitely scatter. When the shepherd is not okay, the congregation will not be okay. Church, do you want me to tell you something? You are as good as a congregation as your minister is good. If your minister is not okay, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, if they are not walking in sound teaching and reason with God, then it has a way in which it affects you. In fact, if you go and read, and I challenge you to go and read Malachi 2:1-7, you will hear that God is actually saying that even whatever it is that these priests do in the way of serving at the altar and helping people with the sacrifices, the Lord is not going to honor that. Can you imagine? You're coming here to render sacrifices, and God has rejected them even before you get into that doorway. Why? Because the priest who is serving here himself is not okay. And we're in dangerous times when, as priests, as ministers, wachungaji, makasisi wanafika mahali, at times you can't even say the things that need to be said. Because we are in those times when people want to hear what their ears want to hear. So at times you might get caught up in the temptation. And that is why the church in Kenya today, in my observation, finds itself in a situation where it is not able to move even the nation forward. Because the church has been put into disrepute. Many times, not by the congregants, many times, I'm not saying all the time, many times, but the problem starts right from the altar. Especially for us who serve at the altar. Wapendo, we who serve at the altar, God can reject the sacrifices of this congregation because of us. We have to come back to our senses. We have to call ourselves back to order. Number 4, we are reminded that people have broken covenants through divorce, injustice, and withholding tithes and offerings. I don't want to even get into that. I know you must have gone deeply into that. But I know that prior to beginning looking at this teaching that is calling us back to faithfulness, maybe what some of us knew about Malachi is possibly Malachi 3:10. We have overemphasized on that. Preachers and clergymen have overemphasized on that. However, before you get to Malachi 3:10, there is Malachi 1, Malachi 2. Have we fixed those things in Malachi 1? When people know that they need to love God, when people are committed, and that's why I'm asking us today, how is our love for God? When people have a good working relationship with God, they have been taught they know God. They do not need to be pushed. And that is why you see the couple that has come here in Thanksgiving, they know what needs to be done. But you threaten us with Malachi 3:10, and you have not taught us chapter 1 and chapter 2, and then you teach us chapter 4, then you're doing us a disservice. That is what the Lord is calling for us to do. Number 5, people have been speaking arrogantly against God. I know that you also came across that You can take note of Malachi 3:13 to 15. People have become very arrogant. Kiburi. Kiburi katika kanisa na katika kazi ya Mungu. Number 6, there is hope. There is hope in that there is a faithful remnant that God has. And that is the core of the message from what has been read in Malachi 3:16 to 18. That there is a remnant. Hakuna wakati Mungu hakosi kujibakishia wale ambao ni waaminifu kwake. Brethren, let us surprise ourselves by reminding us that even when you become unfaithful, even when you are one of those that are bringing lame, blemished, sick, injured sacrifices to the house of the Lord, God has a remnant. There are people that are faithfully doing it. Even when you do not want to come and offer your time, God has a remnant. What we need to ask ourselves is, are we part of that remnant?